I like to make a chicken quinoa bowl, and it is delicious, so much flavor. I am making the chicken first. I've just got 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and I drizzled olive oil on, and then I'm sprinkling on some taco seasoning, which is one of the things that makes this so easy. You don't have to mix up the seasoning yourself. And then just a little bit of salt. Make sure the chicken is well seasoned. So I'm gonna put them right onto a grill pan, and I need to cook the chicken about 5 minutes per side until it's totally done. All right, I'm gonna let the chicken rest. And I'm gonna move over to the quinoa. This is a chicken quinoa bowl after all. Now I cooked some red quinoa, and I just used the package instructions. So I'm gonna zip it up with a little bit of lime juice, and then some lime zest, a little bit of salt, and some chopped cilantro. Quinoa is so delicious, and you can use it in place of rice in things like the chicken bowl that I'm making. Now I'm gonna let it sit for 5 minutes. It is time to assemble. The first thing I'll do is add the quinoa, which makes perfect sense. I'll slice the chicken breast and just arrange it kind of around the edge of the bowl. And that's gonna leave room for lots of other good stuff, including this amazing salsa. It's easy roasted corn salsa. I threw half a cup of thawed frozen roasted corn kernels into a bowl with a 1/4 cup of diced red onion, a 2-ounce jar of drained pimentos, and half a cup of halved cherry tomatoes. Then I added the juice of a lime, a tablespoon of chopped cilantro, a pinch of salt, and gave it a toss. This salsa is so pretty. It's actually more like a corn salad, to be honest. And I am being generous with it in this bowl. I've got some sliced avocado, some queso fresco, the dollop of sour cream, a squeeze of lime, and then I like to put a couple of lime wedges on the edge of the bowl. Some hot sauce, of course. Perfection. The only thing that'll make it better is a sprinkling of cilantro. That is one beautiful chicken quinoa bowl. Now I'm gonna build another one just like it.
Some citrus chicken and rice bowls. I'm gonna combine 1 cup of water along with half a cup of white vinegar, 1/4 cup of sugar. I'm just getting together a really simple brine that's gonna pickle my veggies, and a nice big pinch of salt. Now I'll bring this to a simmer, and I'm gonna whisk it so that the salt and the sugar dissolve, and then it'll be ready for my veggies. I've got some carrots here and a daikon radish, and I'll pile them in. I love to have this slaw on hand because it's not only gonna be great on my rice bowls, but it's also really good on sandwiches. And now I'll pour my brine right over them. A quick pickle is something that uses vinegar and some sugar to impart that pickly flavor pretty quickly, and you can use this brine with any sort of vegetable. I'll cover these up and stick them in the fridge for a good 30 minutes, but they'll keep for a couple of weeks. Right now I'm just chopping up some garlic that'll go in my marinade. And now I'll grab my chicken thighs and a bag to marinate them in. I'll add my chicken thighs directly to the bag. And you can use chicken breast too, either will work. I'll add my garlic, soy sauce. This is a really simple but really flavorful marinade. I love sesame oil. Sesame is one of my favorite flavors. The toastiness of this is delicious. And now I'm gonna add the juice of an orange and the juice of a lime. You actually don't wanna marinate chicken in citrus for very long because then it'll get rubbery. So it only takes about 15 to 30 minutes. If you get seeds in it, don't worry about it because it's just a marinade. Okay, I'll close up my bag and mush it around and get those flavors all up in the chicken. So I'm only gonna stick it in the fridge for about 15 minutes. Now I'm gonna whip up some sriracha mayo for my rice bowls. I am going to start with a nice big plop, and I'm just making this to taste. My mom and I like quite a bit of heat, so I'm gonna add a nice big hit of sriracha, but just do it to your taste. And this is gonna be the sauce for the top of my rice bowl. These are gonna be as pretty as they are tasty. I have my grill pan heating here, and I'm gonna add some olive oil so that it doesn't stick. And if you don't have a grill pan, a regular skillet will do. While my chicken grills, I'm gonna prep the rest of my toppings. I have an English cucumber and a jalapeno and the slaw that I made. And I like cutting them along the bias because it looks pretty that way. Okay, I'm gonna check on the chicken. That is exactly what I'm looking for. It has some beautiful char marks on it. I'm gonna grab a lime to chop up. Now I'll thinly slice these. Oh, it's so juicy. I've already got some brown rice prepared, so a scoop of that. Now the chicken. I like to top the chicken with some hoisin sauce. Hoisin is kind of caramelly and sweet. It's so good. And a mayo plop. My slaw. And the cucumbers. I know my mom's gonna want kind of a lot of jalapenos. I'll add extras to hers. And some cilantro. I'm gonna finish this with a lime wedge. Right there. I'm really proud of these. My mom's gonna love them.
So the salmon is really quick. It's just my sambal salmon. Salmon sometimes can, if you're gonna microwave things, it might perfume the room. And you'd made a comment that I actually saw online a week later, and I caught it, where sometimes in Asian cooking, to remove that smell, they remove that fatty layer of the skin, and they do it by pouring hot water over the top.
Boiling water.
Oh, interesting.
So I've just turned this over, so it's skin side.
Wow,
Curl
look
up.
at that.
Yeah.
Hot water over the top.
Oh, wow, look at it, curl up.
You can see it kind of curl up a bit there.
There you
And
go.
then
It's
look how
magic.
easily
What? Oh,
that.
look at that. Just
and then
like
just
nothing.
peels
Oh,
right
wow.
off.
Look at that.
Look at that. So Katie, I'm gonna put this over
Yeah.
here and give that a go.
And I think a lot of people get intimidated of cooking fish at home, and salmon is such a great place to start.
It really is. Good in the freezer, good in the, if you go by the fishmonger and he's got all the salmon laid out. And then if you could just salt and pepper on both sides. And we're gonna get this into the pan. I'm gonna make a quick brush that you kind of do a quick marinade, okay? So we're gonna start with some honey and a little bit of soy sauce. To that, I'm gonna add in some lemon juice. Sambal.
Sambal.
Yeah.
Salmon. I
So
love it.
that's what I'm adding here. It's just chili sauce. Then just get in here and whisk it up. And after you've got the salmon salted and peppered on both sides, this is a good marination. And then also I love to kind of brush it over the top as I'm doing a pan saute, just to get that last second caramelization of the sugars. You guys are going in on those cucumbers over there, huh?
Well, honestly, watching you make this is making me hungry.
Yeah. And just kind of hit this. After you've got the salt and pepper on it, over the top. This is gonna sit on the back counter, room temp, 10, 15, 20 minutes. I'll show you what that looks like. Coming right over here.
Sunny, I'm gonna have to put this on my Instagram because I am constantly getting messages from people wanting salmon recipes. So
Yeah.
you're giving the people what they want.
That's right. I think salmon is like the second coming of chicken on foodnetwork.com. Just a little bit of olive oil down. It's a nonstick pan, so I'm not super worried. And I like to get it
Nice.
curved side down. All right. So I'm just gonna let these cook on both sides while I'm basting it with our sauce that we marinated it in. And now I'm ready to top it like it's hot. I've just taken the rest of that sauce and kind of reduced it down. No big deal. I'm just gonna pour it over the top. And I love to give a flip, so these were cooked on both sides. Yeah, why not, right?
That looks like a really
Shiny
rich
salmon.
glaze.
Sign me up.
Seepage. So Katie is hooking up one of the things that I love to put into a rice bowl or a grain bowl, a little bit of fresh crunch. So it's a Granny Smith apple. You just peel it, and I always feel like it goes very well with a little bit of broccoli. So I've got a steam bag of broccoli that I've steamed. And then I've got some rice that I microwave. GZ, if it's okay for you to microwave salmon, I figure I can microwave some vegetables. Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, dare I say you could potentially make this meal entirely in the microwave.
Or all on a sheet pan.
Yeah, that would be great as well.
Oh.
So just get it out, hit with a little bit of olive oil.
Sunny, I love a healthy meal like this that's so easy to put together. You know,
Yeah.
you come home from work and you want something that's fast, delicious, and healthy. This is
I
it.
agree. I love something that just comes together really, really fast. And then this is just Thai jasmine rice. Listen, microwave rice has come a long way.
Heck yeah, man.
There's
the texture.
quinoa, there's wild rice blends, there's so many
Where do you
different
find that?
medleys. So you're gonna go into the aisle that has like the packets that you microwave, like the mashed potato packets. Sometimes it's in the same aisle with the spices, just at the end of that aisle.
Is it frozen or freezer section?
No, it's shelf stable, so you just put it in your pantry and it's good to go whenever you want it.
There are frozen varieties, though. You get a really great texture of them. I was surprised. We have them all the time. You should try
Look
it
how
once
quick
in a
that
while.
is. And usually it's
so
like a 60
close-minded.
or a 90-second situation and you're good to go. So now I've got all of my parts. I've got my rice, I've got my broccoli, I've got my apples.
This looks delicious.
A little spritz moment right here.
This
just
looks
go
like
ahead and
Iris
build
would
it.
like this, no?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Except the
She doesn't
broccoli.
eat broccoli.
Bring it up. Why
And
you bringing
she
it up?
doesn't eat rice, actually.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Oh, that'll change.
I mean, that's
Sushi's
okay.
coming.
She's
Yeah.
young.
Sushi's
and
coming.
Just a good amount of that Thai jasmine rice. And then I like to go in over the top. Let me get a spat. I can use this. Big old piece of that
look at that.
salmon.
Oh, baby.
Yum.
Right?
That's
That's a
Right
bowl
over
for the
top.
ages.
Some of the crisp, fresh. And also, I love a bowl because you can kind of compartmentalize.
Yeah, I
and
love that
mix it
too.
together if you want.
Yep.
And everybody can customize their own.
Yeah. And then some broccoli. Real simple. You can also choose to do a nice little spritz of lemon over this, but I kind of like to serve it with the lemon, and you can spritz as you please.
I mean,
And there you have it. My
Beautiful.
salmon bowl.
all right, let me see what's
Mangiati,
doing.
mangiati.
Slide that baby down.
Look how beautiful that is.
Look at the beautiful.
Yeah,
and
easy.
Remember, I mean, everything in here is very healthy. The salmon's full of omega-3s, good fats, great source of protein, and it's from the sea, Jeffrey. This reminds us of our like Monday night salmon we always make. Right? Sarah makes, right? Slightly sweet, spicy topping. You can do it in the microwave, you can do it in the broiler, do it in the pan, do it wherever, but if you cook it to this perfect medium temp, it's juicy throughout. This is
I am making jasmine rice with garlic shrimp. For this recipe, every bite is just gonna be more and more delicious. I'm gonna start by cooking rice, quite simply. A jasmine rice, 3/4 of a cup. Put it into 1.5 cups of warm water. Tiny pinch of salt. You just stir, cover this. It's one of the few times in cooking that I use a cover at all. And into the oven, 350 degrees, 15 minutes. Now, I wanna build that little sauce, right? So I take honey, rice wine vinegar, sesame seeds, and grainy mustard. Mix it together. You can make a bigger batch of this and let it hang out in your fridge, by the way. I toss this over chicken, quinoa, other grains. Okay, the next step is cooking those garlic shrimp. I just put them in a single layer to season them. A little salt, a little pepper. Now for garlic shrimp, you think, I'm gonna get the garlic on there. Actually put the garlic at the end. I don't wanna cook it much. So just a little bit of oil, a couple tablespoons of butter, and then drop the shrimp in. Minute or two on each side should do it, depends on the size of your shrimp. At some point, I've got another little nub of butter, and I just drop a little bit in areas where it looks dry. But the great thing about mixing a little bit of oil as an insulator and then the butter has a little water in it, so it not only adds a great flavor, but it adds a little extra water to the pan, which keeps these shrimp from really burning. Now let's see how we're looking. Nice, and look at that. The shrimp turns pinkish red, and that's how you know it's cooked. Now with the garlic, just grated, park a little bit of that in different areas. You're gonna get that waft of garlic. So good. We roll and we swirl, and then right onto a plate. And I kind of pile them so they stay warm. Now for the rice, drop it into where we just cooked that shrimp, spread it out, let it absorb, it'll start crackling. season it with a little salt. It's kind of hard to be patient because it smells so good. When you see the edges start to brown, you have a visual cue. Go through it, stir. You see it start to get all golden brown again. That crackling sound intensifies as the rice firms up. Now just shut it off and kind of let it finish while I build the rice bowl itself. First, a little of that rice, a little bit of our dressing, and then some basil. Just squarely on top, and then the shrimp. You could use smaller shrimp. You could chop the shrimp up. Kind of like the bigger shrimp with this. I'm gonna add a little bit of that dressing right on the shrimp. Get a little bit of that crunchy rice right on top so that each bite you get it in the rice, you get it on top of that shrimp, it's everywhere. A little bit of that. This dish is as much about texture as it is about taste. I get the garlic, the pop of the shrimp, that crunchy rice. There's so many textures. This is a knockout.
So I'm gonna make a shrimp and veggie grain bowl, which is so yummy and colorful and crunchy and delicious. It has a grain as the base and beautiful shrimp, which I am getting ready right now. So I just got colossal shrimp. You can use any kind of shrimp you can get your hands on. And I drizzled on some olive oil. I sprinkled on salt and pepper, and I'm just giving them a quick toss. These shrimp are peeled and deveined, so I'm just spreading them out so they're not really crowded or touching each other too much, because I'm gonna put these in the oven and it's gonna take not very long at all to cook these. So I've got the oven on 425 degrees, and shrimp cook so quickly, so it's just gonna take about 10 minutes until they're ready. So while the shrimp cook, I'm gonna get started on a yummy dressing. It's a very lemony dressing, and I'll just add a lot of lemon juice to olive oil in a jar, along with lemon zest, finely minced shallots, salt and pepper, and shake it all together. That looks so good. Very, very lemony. Now I've got a really simple Greek-inspired salad I'm gonna throw together. So I have some diced cucumber and diced tomato, and then I chopped up some pitted Kalamata olives, classic Greek-inspired flavors. And then I'll grab some of this dressing and drizzle on a generous amount. And then I think I'll add some pepper, yum, yum. And then I'll just stir this and give the veggies a chance to meet and fall in love and get married. And the dressing is the love that brings them all together. Oh, I have weird ideas sometimes. Okay, this is just a very simple, beautiful veggie mix. So that is ready. I've got the grain ready. I'll show you that in a minute. I just need to give the shrimp 5 more minutes to cook. Okay, the shrimp should be ready to come out of the oven. I told you they didn't take long at all to cook. And that is what I love about shrimp. Look at these. So now it's time to build this bowl, and it is so, so pretty. So I'm using farro, which is an ancient grain, and this took about 20 minutes to cook, but just look at the package and it'll give you the right instructions for the farro that you have. But it's so yummy. It's sort of like rice, but it has a really nice bite to it. And I have this beautiful vegetable mixture, cucumbers, tomatoes, and olives. Spoon on a pile. And then I'm gonna drizzle on just a little bit more dressing, mostly on the farro. And then the shrimp. And you can put however many shrimp you like. I'm probably gonna do about 3 or 4. Just grab your faves and line them up. And then I have some feta cheese, which goes so well with the Greek-inspired salad. So I'm gonna sprinkle some crumbles on there. And you don't have to keep everything in neat sections. You can mix it all up if you want to. And then I have some fresh dill, and I'll put that right in the center. Oh, I love this bowl. It's sort of a salad, it's sort of a main course. It's hard to put your finger on what it is, and that is exactly what I love about it. Oh my gosh. This one is my favorite so far. Tremendously good.
It's my pulled pork and veggie rice bowl, starting with the beautiful orange carrot, unadulterated. I need you to dice those as small as you can, then move on to this pineapple. Dice it as well. It's about a 3-pound pork shoulder cut in half. Nice marbling. I mean, get the good one. I mean, your kids will thank you. When you look at that cross-section there, this is just beautiful pork marbling.
Do you do bone-in or boneless?
You could do either or. Just remember, if you do a bone-in pork shoulder and fit it in this thing, it's going to take a long time. So I like to just try to expedite it a little bit by keeping the cut a little smaller. What I'm doing is taking a very sharp paring knife and cross-hatching that fat cap to help release all that juice, render it, and help it accept all the seasoning on top of there, which is my famous barbecue chip dust. And it's just got sweetness, smokiness, and it's a great way to introduce your kids in a real simple one-off rub form, spice. We're gonna coat this 360 degrees each surface. I got some plastic wrap here. I am wrapping this pork in plastic wrap. We're gonna let it kind of cure quickly, marinate in the fridge overnight. What this does is create just a high level penetration of flavor and makes that pork extra tender. So overnight if you can, if you only got a couple hours, that's fine. I got one ready to go here. Alex, you're doing a great job trying to keep it easy for you. Really taking your time, I love that. You know what I mean? If they were too chunky, the rice is gone, the pork's gone, the avocado's gone, and then there's like these big chunks of thing. You gotta make sure you eat your carrots.
That idea.
All right, we got this beautifully rubbed down, overnight marinated pork. Look at that, ready to go.
Hi, Ma.
Rubbed, scored inside the carafe. What do you call this thing?
Carafe.
Slow cook.
The liner
Carafe?
for the slow cooker.
The liner for the slow cooker.
The pot.
The pot.
Sure.
All right, we got favorite barbecue sauce. We're gonna add a little water in here.
That's kind of smart.
Well, because you know there's gonna be a lot of evaporation. And just on the bottom, this is gonna be our braising liquid. And what better braising liquid to make barbecue slow cooked pulled pork with than barbecue sauce? We are gonna put this on low, 8 hours.
8 hours.
8 hours on low.
That's
Boom,
the magical
boom.
time.
Here we got some rinsed rice, 3 cups of water, a couple cups of rice, about 3 cups
Why
of
do you
water.
rinse the rice? I have never rinsed.
I find
Starchy.
Have you?
Yeah, I do it a lot, especially in like Asian cooking. I don't want it to be sticky.
we're gonna cap it, bring it up to a simmer, lower it as to the most minimal simmer you can. Let it sit for about 20 minutes, covered. Then we'll take it off, let it finish up. Let's grab that pork that
Grab it.
I took it out of the braising liquid, put a little more barbecue chip dust on it, and just hit it under the broiler to get that fat cap nice and rendered.
Listening.
Just a little extra step. You show your kids, you know, and sometimes things aren't always just quick and easy. You got to put a little extra effort goes a long way. But look at that. We got that beautiful crackling top on there. Alex, can you cut that avocado, nice thin fans. What you can do is take that beautiful fat cap off, put it to the side. Oh, sorry, zero resistance. This right here is so good. And now you do the,
Do it, Jeff.
very
I think
minimal
so much
resist.
of
Look at that.
What it is with kids is about texture.
Yeah.
Yep. You can see this, I'm just using my forks here. You can use your hands for this. It is a little warm. I got my fat cap ready to go. That's little Daddy and Lorenzo's snack right there. I'm gonna take some of that braising liquid with the barbecue sauce and just hit it.
Hit it.
Hit it.
Hit it.
Little extra something. Slickness, moisture.
Look at that. Oh.
Gorgeous.
Big bowl.
That's nice too, Jeff. I think sometimes people over shred. It's so nice to have those big chunks here and there.
I don't need to whip this. Glass bowl, spray it.
No,
Oh,
you're
but
not.
you're not doing
Are you
it.
gonna do it,
This is-
Jeff?
this is
Lorenzo
80s.
loves his trick.
Do it, Jeff. I do mine in a ramekin.
We're gonna turn it. It's gonna lay
Yes,
really
come
nicely.
on,
How
come
much fun is
on.
that?
That came out of the bowl.
Hey,
so easy.
everybody, real quick, bam.
Oh, yeah.
Guarnaschelli's
She did
crushing
that.
the fan.
She did that.
Well done.
I love the shape of the avocado.
All right, so now I'm gonna get some of that. I always pull from the bottom with my pulled pork,
Yep.
never from the top. And we're gonna
This
do
is
this
so
kind of,
comforting.
I don't
That's
know,
right.
almost in like a little composed bowl method here.
That's right.
Put a little,
Oh, yeah.
Jeff, yes. Treat that avocado with some
right?
salt.
And then we got these beautiful carrots.
So they're just raw carrots.
Raw carrots, and it's like,
Little
why don't you cook
crunch.
the carrots?
Crunch.
Because they're unadulterated. All kids eat baby carrots for lunch. You know what I mean? It gives crunch, it's color. There's nothing mushy about it. And then the pineapple is good for you, but also brings a little additional sweetness. You can like line it up.
And then what do you put a sauce on that, Jeff?
No, you put a little extra. You could do this. But what we do, I don't like to sauce it up because sometimes kids don't like a little bit of that barbecue chip dust on there. All right, Katie.
Oh, I get to have a bite of this.
You do, Katie.
Colorful bowl.
I'll take a bite and see if it would be Iris approved.
It is colorful, Jeff.
It's beautiful. Looks so good.
Iris is
I
gonna
want a
love
little
this,
bit of
let me tell you.
everything. Yeah.
can tell.
Iris would really tear up this pineapple.
With her hands, right? Just like, ugh.
She's learning to use a fork.
Chopsticks, huh, Jeffrey? Can't escape it, buddy.
The pork is just so tender,
We did it right.
so flavorful. I love that barbecue dust on the top. But what really makes it for me is pairing it with the sweetness of that pineapple. And I think that that's what kids like, is having that combination of flavors, especially having something a little bit sweet.
Balance.
But that's also good for you.
As we get closer and closer to opening the Mercantile, I've been spending more time there. I've got to go in today and get a bunch of stuff done, so I'm going to take lunch with me. That way I won't have to stop and go get a burger. I'm making a salmon and veggie grain bowl. Really great flavor, light and delicious. I'm going to get the salmon cooking now. I've just got a little oil in a skillet. While the salmon keeps cooking, I'm going to drain the grain. I'm using farro, which is such a delicious, nutty grain. I don't use it very often, but it's perfect for a bowl like this with veggies and salmon. It has a really great texture. It's a little bit chewy. Now I want to rinse it to stop the cooking process. This is going to be a cold salad, so I want to stop it in its tracks, and that way the texture is just perfect. Okay, I'm gonna check the salmon. I think it's time to turn. I'm gonna make a super simple dressing for the veggie grain bowl. I'll start with a little olive oil. I've got a lemon and I'll zest a little bit of it. And then I'll cut the lemon in half and squeeze in half the juice. Now I had a shallot in my fridge, so I'm gonna use it. Okay, sprinkle in some salt and pepper. This is a very shalloty dressing. Now I'll take the other half of the lemon and squeeze it right over this sizzly salmon. I always like to have a little bit of citrus when I cook salmon. It's a perfect flavor combination. Now I've got some veggies for the veggie grain bowl. And this is one of those things where you just kind of open your veggie drawer and see what you have and use what you want. I've got some radishes, which I thought would be really lovely. And I'm just slicing some sugar snap peas. I've also got an avocado. Now for the salmon, I just need to break it up into chunks. Look how luscious and tender that is. I'll grab some of the farro. Now I've got to lay all of this wonderfulness on top, starting with the salmon. Sugar snap peas, nice and crunchy, the sliced radishes, and I'll take the avocado slices, put them around the edge. How delightful is this? The last thing is the dressing. I've got some fresh dill. Look at this bowl of beauty. Love it. Now I've got to get to town and get to work.